What's up guys, Shane here, Fugatech 3D Printing, and today we're going to make some mounts for the baby gate. Alright, so the problem we need to fix today is hooking up this baby gate to this metal railing system here. So my problem is I had to get this great big baby gate here because the space is 81 inches. There's almost nothing that can span this gap that can do it well at least. And I've got set stairs going down, sets of stairs going up. My office is here, bathroom. I got to keep the little one out from all of these areas. So instead of buying separate gates for each one of these, we figured let's just block this out here. So what I originally had tried is I'll just drill into here. You know, it should be thick, and I'll just use like a regular wall anchor. That should do it, right? No, they are super loose now, and I can pretty much almost just pull them out just by wiggling them around. I even undersized the holes, try to get this to bite in more. It just didn't work out at all. So get this out of here. So what do we need to do? I need to design something for these to hook into that can be very secure and holding onto this, and will be secure holding on this eyelet because I've got a 1-year-old that likes to rattle this around, and I need it to be something that's going to hold up. So I went ahead to Fusion 360 and designed it, and I'll show you guys how I did that. So here we are in Fusion 360, and here is what I have mocked up as the baby gate mount. Not too many processes. I am not an expert on Fusion 360, but I like to show my process because people will comment and tell me why I screwed up. So we're going to take this all the way back to the beginning with our very first sketch. And there is my very first sketch. And all I did was measure out how wide the actual metal pillar is. It's 51 millimeters high. So I figured, well, let's make it square, 51 millimeters high. I now think that's a little too much, but that's okay. Next step here was just to extrude it out. I extruded it out 61 millimeters. And that was 60 millimeters. And that gave me enough clearance away. So the back of the pillars here gave enough clearance to come out and have enough room for the screw to go in. Then next I went ahead and extruded out another 20. Now that gives me an extra 10 on each side, and I did that so that I would be able to have those screws come in each of the sides. So it had to be a little bit wider than the pole, obviously. So next I went ahead and mapped out all of the screws with this sketch here. So as you can see, I have the one right here in the middle, and then I have these 4 around the sides. Now I originally put these 4 on the front because I was going to do it a certain way with bolts, but I ended up changing that up, so I didn't actually need that to happen. So then this next one here was to divide in the back, and then I extruded that out. Well, I went step too far. So here on the back I drew 2 lines down, 10 millimeters on each side, and then I went and extruded those out, and these are ones goes around the pillar, and those are 25 millimeters. So this will be part of the hugging action of that square tube. All right, next I went ahead and added a chamfer to all the sides just to make them a little bit rounded off. I didn't want to do a fillet, just I don't know why. Chamfer looked cooler in this application, but nothing is chamfered here on the inside because the pillar is going to be right here in the middle. Next, I had to offset my build plane. So I had to offset it to back here, just a little bit off the back. That way I could start my next sketch for the next piece behind it and have everything lined up perfectly. So I was just offsetting my build plane. And next I drew up a sketch here, and this one is right there. If we open it up, it's going to be 51 by 71 because remember I added that 20 millimeters on, and it lines up right there with it. All right, next we're going to go ahead and extrude that out. And then we're going to make another sketch on there. And this is where we're going to actually cut out a little bit so that the pillar fits in there. The pillar is 51 millimeters wide. So this extrusion here was only 24 millimeters. This one over here was 25 millimeters, which gives me a 1 millimeter gap. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. I might need to increase that later, but it's worth a shot right now. Okay, next we're going to go to the next sketch here. And here you see on the back I have plotted out the holes again. So these are actually where I'm going to screw it in from the back. So it's going to go through this into here, but I have to make some holes for those screws first. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude those holes out. If you go look at that, you can see how they are cutting in through both pieces. I just did 76. I don't know, I just kind of guesstimated a little bit longer. This might not be long enough, I'm not sure. So we'll end up seeing how that ends up going. I also might make this part a little bit bigger than this hole down here, just so they're not gripping on this part. I don't need them to grip on here. I need them to grip on this part. But we'll see how it ends up going. I went ahead and added the same, or I added chamfers to this to kind of make those countersunk. Turn that sketch off. And then I went ahead and extruded. What did I extrude there? Oh, I extruded the front hole there, so that gives you space for the bolt to go through the front, or the eye hole. And then I went ahead and added, oh, get out of this. And then I added chamfers to the back to match. And these are just, I believe, a 2 or 2.5 millimeter chamfer, 2 millimeter. So that was enough for that. And then, so there it is. So the screws are going to go here in the back. They will come through, they will grip into the front piece and squeeze it around the pillar. So I'm going to go ahead and get this printed out, and then we can see if this is actually going to work out. All right, so after all that, and about, these were, I guess, about 7-8 hours to print each, I've got a set. So this is my version 2 that I did. I'm pretty sure these are going to work. I didn't actually test this set before I started this video, so I'm hoping that they do. And they're very simple. They're just going to clamp on to this frame. Easy enough, right? And all I did was to make those decisions is to make it wide enough and to make it a little bit wider so that screws could pass. So we're going to be using just regular old drywall screws for this, because that's what I have around. And hopefully this will just hug onto this pole really well. And right here in the front, there is a hole for the eyelet to go into. So eyelets are really easy to work with because you can just put a screwdriver in the front of them, and it makes them really easy to sink in. I need to try to make sure that I made these the same because I already have one already done. I just got to make sure I try and even these up, which should be relatively easy because once they're in. Now I'm really excited for this because this will make this super adjustable because I do have it mounted on the wall over here, but those, I mean, I really had to get those right when I first set those in because that was it. There's no re-drilling the concrete wall, and I had to re-spackle everything, I had to repaint everything. It just wasn't going to happen. Had to get that right. So having these is going to give me a little bit more wiggle room as to where exactly these are going to go on this metal railing. All right, so now that we have the eyelets mounted, let me grab some screws and the screwdriver, and then we can go ahead and get this thing mounted and see if it actually works. All right, like I said, so I'm just using 2-inch drywall screws, just what I had laying around, and it looks like I did undersize these enough. The holes were a little bit too big last time, and they actually just went right through. These are much smaller, so we're just gonna have to go ahead and get these started into here, and hopefully this doesn't split on me. So far it's not splitting, so that's good. 4 screws ready. So here, make sure these go the right way. Reach this top. And let's get to doing this. So before I tighten down the last bit of them, make sure this is the right setting here. It's not quite as tight as I was hoping there, but it can go a little bit more though. Check the alignment there. And there it is. I think I might end up remaking this one more time and make this part here just a little bit shorter. It's a little bit of a gap here. It can't fit through there, which is the good part. There it is right there. I just have to tighten this one down, but I do see another version coming where I'm gonna make this a little bit shallower, make my offset here a little bit deeper, and give these a little bit more room to bite into the other one because they are biting in, but there's a little bit of splitting going on right here, which isn't too bad, but it's definitely nothing I'm going to keep forever, but it's a very good start. And this one, I need to make this just a little bit skinnier because it just doesn't quite line up at the bottom. So this one cannot be as wide. I kind of just chose as a general shape just to kind of make it, I guess, as strong as I could. I could carve off a lot of this, you know, to kind of make it so, if I have this here, if I carve off this and just make it a smaller point right there, I can reduce the amount of plastic being used, which will reduce print time. But I tried to make this pretty strong, 20% infill, 4 top, 4 bottom, and 3 perimeters. Again, I try to give this its best chance at being as strong as possible for this, because it's got to stand up to a 1-year-old, rattling it like crazy. And I definitely don't want this to break. Another solution also would be maybe to use longer screws. But again, all they really have are these 2-inch ones. I don't have anything longer right now. Try to go to the hardware store, see if I can find out. So what's the point of this video? It comes down to that 3D printing is not just about making trinkets. It's not just about testing out the filament. It's about using that filament you're testing. This is the US monofilaments PLA HH, so they're high heat. So it's a lot more durable than standard PLA. It's not gonna fracture as easily as I really have these in, and it's starting to crack a little bit, but there's a lot of pressure on that right now. Now granted, only time will tell how well this actually does hold up, but you never know unless you start trying. I also have some PETG that I could be trying out, and I have a little bit of ABS sitting around that I could also use. But this is just what I chose because I figured, well, it's supposed to be tougher filament, maybe it actually will be, and it'll hold up to the test here. So all that being said, this is not a perfect design. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna redesign it some more, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try this again, see if I can get something a little bit better. But you don't know unless you actually try it out. And again, this is me trying it out right here, live-ish on this video. So I wanted to give it its best shot. At doing so, I see some things I can improve, and I'll go from there. So it's back to Fusion 360 for me, so I can get working on this. I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope it found it inspirational for you to use 3D printing other than printing trinkets in your house and use it for something practical. If you guys want to stay in tune with what's going on, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and we get email notification when I upload new content. If you want to help me out, become a patron. $1 is all it takes to become part of my patron squad. You get access to my Patreon feed and to my after show that I do after almost all of my new videos. You want to support me other ways, there's some one-time donation links down below, Streamlabs and Buy Me a Coffee, or you can use my affiliate links and do your daily shopping with those, and a little slice of what you buy comes here to help me out the channel. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, happy printing.